Hey, ladies and gentlemen, happy post-Father's Day. I'm out here for a casual stroll, taking you guys out on a view. Today's kind of my break day from the gym. I try to take at least one day a week, but I'll still do some like light cardio, just get some blood in the legs, pretty sore upper body. Today I want to talk about the massive, giant opportunity to build a parallel society, a parallel economy for you to build parallel businesses, parallel supply chains, parallel food distribution, parallel cash flows, and basically to battle this leftist wokeism, okay, that has permeated pretty much all of Fortune 100 and Fortune 500. You take a look, for example, at like Trump. Whether you like him or not, the proof is in the pudding. Half of the country does not agree with wokeism. In fact, that swimmer, right, the transgender athlete that transitioned and dominated women's swimming, I guess they're banning that now and saying you've got to be a certain age before you transition. Just kind of, proving the point. Again, there's so much controversy, doesn't matter what side on the aisle of that you're are on, so much controversy, left versus right in America, that it's completely fragmented. And I believe Fortune 100s have become so disenfranchised that they're actually missing half of their audience and missing half of their customer, not just half the nation. So there's an opportunity now, and this is what we're doing with Island Project. But you guys should do this with us. You should do this yourselves. You should do this with your business, whatever you're doing. Tuning in is understand there is a massive, massive opportunity to build a parallel society, a parallel economy, okay? And there's money to be made in this too. Like, people are demanding this. People don't want, okay, what corporate America is selling anymore. Let me give you an example of this. A very successful company, Airbnb, which provides a good service, right? And basically changed the game of real estate forever by increasing the utilization rate for all these homes that are just sitting. Like, for example, most of these multi-million-dollar homes behind me remain vacant most of the year. They're not used. Okay, the wealthy park their cash out of fiat and out of US dollars in homes. And they'll buy 10 of them and they'll barely use them. Okay, so Airbnb disrupted that model where basically all of a sudden you're getting cash flows. Okay, they're increasing the utilization of homes. That's pushing prices up much higher. But the point I'm making with Airbnb, what do you get? Number one, it's a Fortune 500 company, I think, in that category. It's a big company. And they're pretty much just on the left. Like, if you read their terms of service, do they even like you? Like, if you're a conservative and voted Trump, does that company like doing business with you? And I'm not providing an answer to that question, but probably not, right? In fact, we saw a lot of requirements and restrictions with that company over the last couple years when everything was locked down. What if there was a better alternative? And you don't own anything, right? Let's say you come out here to Maui or Hawaii, the Big Island, anywhere, Oahu, okay, where my dad lives, and you stay at an Airbnb. It's just a rental. You get nothing in return. You don't own anything. There's no capital appreciation potential. There's no community, and arguably, they don't even like you. What if we could change that? See, this is what we're doing with Island Projects, why it's genius. We're changing that in an environment where they have said, they have dictated, okay, with their monarchical authority, that you will own nothing and be happy. What if we change that? What if you and all of us in our community owns all of these best of breed assets? And this is not just going to target real estate, by the way. This is going to target everything, because the truth be told again, they don't want you to own anything. These companies, a lot of the time, and I'm not picking on Airbnb, they don't even like you. Look how they shut down the megaphone of speech in this country, because if you're a conservative, they don't like what you have to say, right? But if you're on the other side, they'll amplify you. Notice we've seen all those changes in recent years. So here's the opportunity everyone's missing, and this is actually a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. It really is, okay? The opportunity to build true alternatives, to counter wokeism and woke culture, and to not discriminate. And my companies would never discriminate, depending on what side of the aisle you're on. I would never discriminate against who you were, your choices, your body, your speech. But see, these companies in power always have an excuse, right? So it's very much a left majority, not in reality, not on the ground, okay? But when it comes to these giant oligarchical corporations. Well, what if we could change that for the first time in history? What if, like through Island Project, we build a multi-billion-dollar ownership portfolio for you guys tuning in, where you can do the same things you do with Airbnb, stay at a place, and in addition to that, pick whatever place you want. You've got membership to an array of services, flagship properties, you own it, it generates income, cash flows, potential capital appreciation, just like normal real estate, and has liquidity where you can buy and sell it over time. What would you rather do? Spend $10,000 at Airbnb or join us? Plus, we like you, okay? It's not a wokeism culture company. It's a freedom one. And see, we're gonna have to solve this in all areas of the supply chain. So this is what I'm encouraging you guys to do to help us build this stuff, help us build Island Project, and then you go out and build in the world these other alternatives and solutions, which by the way, can make you a ton of money. Food supply, we're having trouble with that. We're having trouble with agriculture. They're moving us to a new energy grid system. Joe Biden's collapsing on his face on his bike because he can't even ride a freaking bike. Is that not a euphemism or a metaphor for the state of being in America? We have army chiefs out of the UK, brand new, saying, yeah, we're getting ready for the big one on European soil. We'll be ready. All of these areas, whether or not it comes to speech, money and currency, which is why you should be learning about blockchain. Let's talk about that for a minute, ladies and gentlemen. Click the link below and get in. Do you know a lot of stocks have crashed like 75, 80% in the last few months? Like, this is incredible. Netflix stock is down 75%. Wayfair, the furniture company, the e-commerce company, down 75%, ladies and gentlemen. Did you know all these US stocks could crash to zero at any moment? And how come I don't hear Wall Street or the megaphone of CNBC creating panic on Wall Street regarding these large corporations and stocks? No, you only see it with crypto because there's an agenda. You see, they don't want you to be free, guys. They don't want us to build a parallel economy. They don't want you to have liberty. They don't want you to have choices. They want a few monopolistic companies to determine every area of your life, and they'll flat out state to you they don't even like you and they don't even care. But because there's no other alternatives, there's nowhere else to park your money. We're gonna change that. And we're doing it with Island Project. So all of this is about to change. Our July 4th, 2022 launch, of which you declare your independence. We create real ownership, best of breed ownership, okay, of the best assets in the world, the best real estate, the best portfolio property, the best homes, the best luxury properties, the best condos in the world, the best vacation rentals, the best ag land, giant flagship oceanfront, beachfront properties like my father was talking to you about. You have access to this community and real skin in the game. Plus, there's another component that these other companies will never provide for you because, again, in my view, they suck. There's not going to be a giant liquidity event. They're not going to attach it to a potential 10,000x blockchain like I am. They're not helping build an alternative, freedom, liberty-minded community of where we can operate in a breakaway civilization, a parallel universe, in a parallel society to actually compete. And by the way, I'm not the only one talking about this. In fact, there's some big high-level meetings that I'm aware of. And you know where they're taking place, ladies and gentlemen, right now? Hawaii. They're taking place in Hawaii. And these people are big movers and shakers. They've got tons of money, huge political influence. And what do you think they're talking about right now? Same thing I am. Parallel economy, right? Parallel businesses, parallel currencies. You see, when Warren Buffett and others, and Charlie Munger, right, the soon-to-be centenarian, if he lives that long, tells you things like, Bitcoin's rat poison squared. Even though his companies like Apple are moving into the fintech space. And they tell you that all these things are going to go to zero, even though they're the recipients of bailouts. Okay, all their companies received trillions, billions of dollars, trillions in aggregate if you look at it on a whole, during the last 2008-09 collapse, because they're special. You know, those old fogies, guys, those little centenarians, they're special. When their company, Goldman Sachs, goes to zero, big, fat, sweet freaking bailout from the American public is what they get. My point is, These people don't like freedom. They don't like liberty. Okay, this wokeism in our culture, which is somehow dominating this fake left-right paradigm right now, so everyone just like dislikes each other, and everyone's just focused on each other and not the real event here, I think is kind of the point. So here's what I'm getting at. This is a massive, massive, massive opportunity, and there isn't actually another alternative. If you don't build it, you see, if we don't build Island Project, then you can just count on your freedom and liberty to frankly die. You can count on America and Americana to suck, to absolutely suck. You can count on owning nothing and them telling you you're gonna be happy. You can count on a transition from oil into sustainables, of which they'll sell you a $70,000 electric car, as if every American can afford that. You can count on more job cuts on Wall Street because they don't need you anymore. Again, what do you think happened over the last couple of years? That was just a test. That was just a model and a simulation for them to study to figure out who they didn't need. You weren't going to work from home, guys. You were never going to work again unless you create your own job. So as we see massive layoffs, stocks collapse in some cases 75, 80%, how come we only hear the fear-mongering on the crypto side? Because again, there's truth in that. They don't want you to be free, guys. They don't want you to build a parallel system. They don't want you to have choices. They want to lock everything down, keep you in a nice little pretty box, and then do what they do best, which is make laws that the corporations write because they own the politicians that make those said laws, and then tax you on your income, on your gains, and even when you die. I mean, seriously, guys, that's what this program is. So you got to hustle. You got to be smarter than the machine. I mean, look, Amazon and Jeff Bezos' company paid 0 federal income taxes, I think in 2017. It was one of those years. So you should do the same thing. Figure out a way to be as smart as Jeff Bezos and these other large Fortune 100 companies and billionaires where you don't got to pay anything. I mean, I'm not saying that's advice that I'm giving, like go find a CPA and, make those decisions for yourself, but they don't do it. So why should you? So again, this video is actually, it should be somewhat uplifting today because I believe that the opportunity, that we are encroaching on, kind of cool, is like the biggest that we've ever seen. Not only, Island Project, and it already is, so this is the #1 opportunity in the world, guys, for fractional, real true ownership of real estate. We're gonna completely smash this old paradigm, destroy that old system, and create an opportunity for you, our founders. The first few thousand that get in, we're selling a limited supply of NFPs. I'll give you more information on that, and the way to join is to click the link below, get in at school. Only you, our first movers, will be given access to that opportunity. But not only that, not only the liquidity event, not only that early bird potential and access to that upside, but all the real estate with no debt, all paid for in cash, which means no matter what happens in the coming weeks and months, if we're in a depression, which I think we are, if there's a bank run like there was in 2008-09, if housing and the mortgage crisis spirals out of control once again because the big banks lent egregiously like they always do so that they can make money, and then it screws the middle class, all of our stuff is owned outright. Everything you guys own are protected. And those properties in our portfolio are legacy items that you should be keeping, although you can have full liquidity to it after a vesting schedule and sell it if you guys want at any time, and we'll manage that process for you with our brokerage, Isle Chain Homes, out here in beautiful Oahu. You can sell your fractional ownership just like you sell a normal house. And see, this is what people don't understand. The future where we're headed ain't a good one unless you build something different. So you will see, mark my words, major billionaires in Fortune 100 move into the fractional ownership space very shortly. Very shortly. We're just ahead of the curve. I'm just beating everyone to the punch, doing it in a highly specialized way, freedom focused, and I'm also doing it with a blockchain component no one else in the world is going to do. But you're going to see all of this mainstream. You're going to watch the rich get richer, the billionaires become trillionaires, and again, if we don't build stuff like this, watch your freedom die. Watch your freedom die. So again, the opportunity is massive, ladies and gentlemen. Building a parallel system, a parallel economy. This is why you should, host your own wealth. your sovereign wealth, okay, and you should put it, okay, on a hardware wallet, which I teach at school. This is why you should have bought the dip at 17K Bitcoin, because it's already rocketed back up to 20. We're at that 19, 20K range, and you should be building your asset allocation now. Not in the future, not later, guys. Okay, not when we're, stabilizing back above 50K, on our way to 100K, and then 250K, which is still on the table, and $1 million is still on the table. Not then, now. Launch now. So anyways, guys, as the world spirals out of control, as the geopolitical situation gets much worse, as war, energy destruction, wokeism, supply chain shocks, lack of speech, future events and shutdowns, which I think are probably coming as we approach a winter, because they always like to do that when it gets cold, as only less than 60 countries in the world still you're allowed to travel to without any restrictions, not even like a quarter of all countries, or I guess a little over a quarter. Okay, is what, 186 countries or something like that? As all of this gets worse, the solution is what I just have been talking about right here. It's Island Project. It's a parallel economy. It's changing your mindset, creating incomes and cash flows, creating opportunities of true, real, fractional ownership where we, the little guy at scale, can go to war with BlackRock, Blackstone, Goldman Sachs, and all these companies waging war against the middle class and always get richer, always get a bailout, always get those sexy 0% rates, while you tuning in get a 25% APY on your credit card when interest rates are at 2. And that's how it works. And that's why the rich get richer, because they get special treatment. They're on the inside. Okay, they can pay their tax attorneys huge sums of money so they don't pay any federal income taxes. And then they negotiate with governments so they get huge tax advantages, subsidies, other tax breaks, etc. Here's my point. Play their game. Get even. Don't complain. Get even. This is America, guys. This is the land of the free, supposedly. This is capitalism, they tell us. Well, then go get it. Go get it. And stop complaining. Be the solution to defeat the final solution, is what they called it. Be the solution to defeat the final solution, as what they called it. And participate in this global blockchainification real estate event, of which we are taking fractional ownership of this amazing portfolio in Maui, Hawaii, and Oahu, giving you true access to it, true ownership, income opportunities, and the early bird advantage of the blockchain public launch, where you get in, and instead of having to use a company like these other vacation rentals that might not even like you, where you don't own crap, and once you're done, that's it. You actually buy something you own. When you come and visit and you stay at the property, you can be like, hey man, I got a piece of the rock. And major events, okay? Investor events I'll be holding, other tools, other major announcement, other member benefits, and so much more as we build out this world-class ecosystem for you, our audience. Because again, I believe in liberty. See, I would never discriminate. I would never shut down somebody's mouthpiece. I would never let someone not speak. I would never let people not be who they are. Because again, what I believe is that America, a great country that should get even better, hopefully, if we build something better. And more important than that is we connect aisle chains worldwide, and we move from country to country. We create a parallel society, all connected and decentralized by everything that I just talked about. So you can be in Paraguay as a part of Island Project, or you could be in Nicaragua as a part of Island Project. You'd be out here in Maui with me as a part of Island Project, or Oahu, or the Bahamas, or St. Bart's. See what we're doing, guys? This has never been done before. Now, also, too, we've got a lot of capital moving in. I got a lot of big investors coming in from all over the world in the cryptocurrency space that believe in this ethos, the same ethos that I believe in. So all these contacts I've built, all these relationships that I've developed over the years, all these experiences, traveling the world, speaking on stages in Asia and the Americas, God willing, has given all of us an opportunity to do something bigger than ourselves, much bigger than me, okay? Much bigger than you, but that collectively could change the entire game. Could be, honestly, an absolute game changer. So I just want to encourage all of you. I love you. Get in at school. All you got to do to participate in this is joinbitcoinrich.com. You'll get immediately all of our videos on fundamentals, blockchain basics, what is blockchain, all the different types of blockchains, how to create incomes, potentially cash flows, how to make your first $1 million on blockchain. That should be your goal. It's not a guarantee, not financial advice, but your first goal when you join my school should be, how am I going to make my first $1 million? And if you're already a millionaire, how do you make your first 10 million? How do you 10x? If you're worth 10 million, 100 million. If you're worth 1,000, 10,000 would be a good goal. These are the things that you want to be doing because, again, it is easy to complain. It is easy to feel like there's no options and there's no opportunity and you give up, okay? Or just listen to the bad news all day. I'm telling you to do all the above. Prep, okay? Get ready and then build it. Biddle it. Biddle it and they will come. It's an intentional mispronunciation. Help us biddle the Island Project and join the #1 real estate fractional ownership opportunity, soon to launch blockchain in addition to that in the world. All of our assets paid for and bought in cash, meaning there's no debt risk, no bank risk, and no leverage risk. It is hard money, hard real estate assets that generate cash flows that you can also use, that you have access to anywhere in the world, and whether or not you're visiting Maui or not. And a community that's trying to do something very, very big. Anyways, guys, if you've been following me for years, you've seen that I have a couple character traits. Even though I'm not perfect and I'm a little bold and I can be a little out there. One is I never give up. Two is I always innovate. And somehow, miraculously, we keep growing. Bigger, brighter, and bolder than before. Because I believe this is the digital Noah's Ark that we're building. I believe that all of you can do this. I believe all of you can reach your dreams. I believe all of you are going to have a great day today. I believe whatever you set your mind to, thinkandgrowbitcoinrich.com, will happen in your life. So take that risk today. Link below. Bet on yourself. Price is going up today. If you don't get in, price is going up $100. So it's your last opportunity to get in at school. Do it before launch. Not a financial advisor. My disclaimers, disclosures on my website. I'm just a dude on the internet, got super rich off Bitcoin, lives his dream every single day, is super bold, is kind of like a digital cowboy, and honestly believes in liberty and freedom, and now he's going to take all of his money and dump it into Island Project and 10,000x that even more. Because again, you only live once, ladies and gentlemen. You only live once. So what are you waiting for? This could be you. Maybe this is your dream. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's taking care of a family member. Maybe it's putting your kid through school. Maybe it's sailing that little catamaran right there. Whatever it is, guys, anything is possible. Anyways, I love you. Bitcoin Rich, islandproject.com. Jesus Christ is king. Links below. I want to see you there. 1000x.